Yes or no doesn't tell you anything. I'm sure it's a more nuanced question that you want to have.
She's just like, what is all this? For some reason I did Sid voice just now.
Yeah.
I was going to say that doesn't sound like Glass.
No, it's my Sid voice.
What is all this?
What is all this? That's now my Sid voice. I don't know what that was. Yeah, it says it's still starting the broadcast. So.
Oh, hey, it says it's live on my end.
Yes, it says live on mine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm live.
I don't know if it actually is, though.
Hello,
Let's check.
Sunderland.
Give me a link. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Linkify me.
Linkify.
Oh, okay. Now it's showing me as live.
Still
Right.
shows live to me.
Okay, I want to give Ray the link because.
Rock and roll.
Ray, join us.
Welcome
Looking at you,
to
Ray.
Malice. You done? Are you gonna keep singing?
Continue.
Okay.
Was he saying something?
Yes, he was
Hear
singing. Malice in Sunderland, Volume 3. Ah, we're on Volume 3 already. Chapter 2, I think. Unless I change it later. Because clearly our numbering system isn't confusing enough.
It's chapter 2 on mine.
3.1.5a.
Chapter 2 prologue. It won't be
Chapter 2
very long.
prologue. Today is called Benji Goes and Talks to Glass, and then maybe a few other things happen if we get to it.
Part 1.
Part 1.
Don't dive kick Glass.
The revenge of driving to the house on the hill.
Here's the thing. There's a tree. It's a lovely little tree, and it's growing slippers. All kinds of slippers. Bunny slippers, and little floppy slippers, and those weird 80s pool shoes with the mesh top that were like
Crocs?
thing. No, it's an 80s thing. It's like, they're like these little water shoes with like webbing on the top and the bottom.
Oh, so they're water permeable. They're kind of...
Yeah, those weird things. And it's just growing all these different kind of shoes and slippers, and of course you have your requisite glass slippers at the very, very top. The other thing in the tree is Danny, who is currently in this enormous web.
Who? I don't know who that is.
And there's someone next to her,
Oh, new character.
another changeling, picking their nose, as if in defiance of the fact that Danny is there. Like, I'm ignoring you so hard, I'm going to do things that I would never do in front of another person, because I'm ignoring you. So hard. They don't like it that you're sharing the tree.
Is it long?
They don't like it that they're stuck in a web. They especially don't like it that they have to be seen in a position of such indignity with another person.
Yeah. As you do.
How
And,
dare I get stuck in
and
web next to them.
Lord Changeling at that, a beast. It is.
Change.
They look like a ferris, and
Oh, these fuckers.
they're certainly acting like a ferris, except for the part where they're picking their nose.
That is kind of a weird
The thing about
incongruency.
ferris is they don't even look stupid even when they're doing stupid shit like that.
It's so classy. You guys, it's just like up to the second
Classic.
knuckle. It's
They're
amazing.
super classy. They're just like going at it. So, there's someone at the bottom of the tree looks up at Danny, and their face is this like white porcelain mask with beautiful swirls painted all over it, and they say, "I don't suppose you'd like to come down." Oh, I didn't think so. Never mind. Sorry to bother you. And they start to toddle away.
No, I want out.
You're not in. smaller person stuffed into a person-shaped receptacle.
Fucking changelings.
Fucking seriously. They're confused by your choice of words.
I want down.
Oh, down. All right, then. Just sit tight. I'll go and get someone to do it. They'll want to be paid in rubies, of course.
Of course.
Of course. They say it like it's obvious. They're like, as is the standard currency for getting people out of trees in these parts.
I don't think I have one of those.
Should check the shoes.
Oh. You could.
Maybe there's some ruby slippers.
Maybe.
Oh, there you go.
This is traditional. Meanwhile, what is Lily doing?
Lily is probably checking out some pawn shops right now.
For
For a glass egg.
Well, there is that one little shop with all there is that antique shop on the high street.
That is a perfect place for me to start.
All right. There's a young man behind the counter and an old woman who looks like just a normal human who kind of quirks an eyebrow the minute she sees you come in.
I'm going to walk up to the counter and see if I can save myself some time. Excuse me. I'm looking for something very specific, and this seemed like a good place for me to find it. Do you have an egg made out of glass?
An egg made out of glass.
That's what I'm looking for, yes.
And how would you pay for it, dearie?
What do you mean?
Well, and she gives you a very well-meaning but inherently judgmental look. And with that look, she speaks volumes about your supposed station and ability to pay for things at nice antique shops. She looks at Lily's raggedy, mismatched clothes, and she says, "Oh, I don't know why we're bothering, but let's go have a look."
I would hope we're bothering because we can come to some kind of arrangement if you have something like that. The specific one.
Register at the front, dear.
I missed the first part of that because I was still talking.
There's a register at the front. I'm sorry. She interrupted. That wasn't just me. She.
Oh. Okay, then. And I will wait, and if it looks like she's not going to direct me towards where it might be, I'll try to get a general sense for it. Oh, okay.
But it's with this clearly judgmental air of, I don't know why I'm bothering with you. You clearly can't pay for anything.
She's allowed to think that.
So hard. So hard. All right. So she takes you around. You can. Are you kenning on anything?
You can if you want to.
Before,
Come on.
can I make an occult knowledge roll to know if something that is supposed to be like what Glass told me was that it not necessarily, I guess, anti-magic, but like some kind of magic suppressing or hiding. If something, would I know if that's something that would show up for kenning?
Yeah. It really depends on what kind of magic was used. Like, if it's a changeling spell that's doing it, and you cast kenning, then you would sense the presence of changeling magic. What was that?
I had a cough.
Okay. You would sense the presence of changeling magic. If, like, it's done by vampire magic or something like that, then you probably wouldn't, unless you're a very good roll.
So, the answer is maybe.
Maybe.
So yes, I will do kenning.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because I'm only going to bother spending the glamour for that if I do actually find something that looks like a glass egg. I mean, there could be magic stuff here, but I don't really care right now if it's not.
There are several eggs, in fact. There's a whole shitload of eggs.
Oh, then yes. Yes, I am.
And I would say some of them are actual eggs, painted eggs, you know, and there are Fabergé eggs there, obviously. There are Sanka eggs, obviously. There are metal. There are yarn eggs, and of course there are a few glass ones. 5 to be exact.
5. Excellent. Mm-hmm. I will ken the shit out of them.
Alright. 2 of them are magical. One of them pulses with a faintly painful energy, and the other is just generically magic and you can't tell how.
I will spend that point in glamour and assume that you rolled and got some successes for me.
Oh, no, sorry, I was just giving you the answer anyway. No, see, I don't roll that, you do. Well, you were supposed to, but then I went ahead and gave you.
Well, if that's how you want it to be, but it's supposed to be secret from the player. If they get any successes or not.
That sounds like way too much bother.
All right then.
I've always done it as a perception roll. It's wits and weird.
Okay. I thought you were having us roll clarity or something, but oh no, that's the base rolls.
But remember, I changed the clarity system, and there isn't a clarity scale anymore.
But there's still like the damage track for it, but.
Well, yeah, but then what would it be? Just your undamaged boxes?
That or the total, I don't know.
It's not in the same way. It's a perception thing now. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Anymore.
So, anyhow, that's what I got. There's one that's painful and there's one that's generic. Can you tell me something more about the painful one? Is that like a heartache kind of pain, or is it like my toes are on fire?
Like when your magic tries to wrap around it to inspect it, the egg itself is saying, "Leave me the fuck alone," by jabbing you magically in the brain.
Huh. Are they just clear, uncolored glass, or?
One is very delicate blown glass. The other is a heavy glass paperweight with the bubbles in it. And of course, there are a few others that are blown glass, and there's another paperweight. And then there's one that's all spun glass with colors twisting and twirling through it.
I'm assuming the first two you told me about were the ones that seemed magical.
Yeah.
Okay. These are really nice. I think at some point I'm going to want to purchase both of these from you. You probably want some cash, and I don't have a lot of that on me right now, but I will see if I can...
While you were looking at the eggs, basically put it off to go do other stuff, but the teenage assistant is there, and he's like, yeah, cash is kind of how we do things, yeah? Like, what were you going to pay for, like, if not with cash?
Some kind of barter, maybe.
I'll make sure that you don't have nightmares. Weirdly enough.
He kind of squints his eyes and he says, "We're a shop."
Right. Well, here's the thing. I mean,
he looks over at his boss and he goes, "It's one of your mentals."
I'm assuming.
He says, "No offense, like."
No offense, like.
Right. Well, I mean, you pay money to people to get things, and then you sell those things for money. If I trade you something that is of equal or greater value to these, it's basically the same thing, cutting out a step. So, I mean, plus you don't have to pay sales tax on that.
He's looking confused. Like,
So really, if I made a trade of, you know, a little bit more value, you would definitely come out ahead. Just have to figure out what sorts of things you want.
Yeah. Like, he's kind of got this expression like you totally fast talked him and now he's just way too confused.
I did not fast talk this guy at all.
I know.
Boy, if I was a dishonest person. Let's see.
You're a changeling.
And he can be an honest changeling for the most part. Yes, Matthew, I do want to try a pledge.
Really rare.
I'm just...
Unusual.
It's a continuum. I mean, there's...
Yeah, and between dishonest and honest, there are like no changelings in this part of it.
Well, there's the whole don't tell everybody...
10% over here.
Well, there's truth honesty, and then there's like integrity honesty. Yes, a pledge would be great if I could think of what to offer or make a pledge for, and I'm not going to do something like a dream because they're never going to accept that. If you don't mind me passing the story back to someone else, I will try to think of something in a couple minutes.
Okay. No worries. I mean, just like, I will bring you something really cool if you give me this. I don't know. But you'd have to actually make it agree with you, which is not going to go over so well.
Yeah.
Like, pledge-wise, that would work, but they would actually have to... Unless you want to do a forced pledge, which is possible.
Honest changelings don't do that.
Or what about manipulation or charisma roll?
Possibly. Make the roll.
That's what Mike said.
Yeah, that's what Mike said.
Yes, Matthew, make the roll.
Okay. Do you have 7 dice? There you go. Oh, it was a badass roll, if so. Holy cow! Do you see that?
Whoa.
Manipulation.
Oh, wow. That is a nice roll.
Good day.
Manipulation persuasion for me would be 4 dice. Actually, okay, here we go.
5 successes.
I know what to say.
Spend a roll.
I ask him, maybe you know, or maybe I need to talk to her, but is there something, like, something that you can sell that's like really popular maybe that you're having trouble getting a hold of? Because I might be able to, like, if you're looking for some kind of china plate or whatever, maybe I can find something like that if you're having trouble getting a hold of it.
Yeah.
And I will, if he doesn't know.
The boss is fond of getting complete tea service. You know, with all the pieces and everything. I if I'm missing a piece or two, you know, by the time they get to us.
Right.
So if you had one of them, you could possibly soften her up.
I might know somebody who has one.
Go behind the boss's back. It never turns out well. Not for me, anyway.
I guess, I'm sorry, the TV's on behind me. I didn't catch the first part of that. Did you say not making a deal behind the boss's back?
Don't ask me to go behind the boss's back. It never turns out well for me.
Oh,
so he basically admitted that he has done this before and regretted it later.
That's fine. We can run it by her. I mean, it's.
I mean, unless it's a really good deal.
There's the opportunity.
Well, I'm sure as the owner or operator, she would want to get a really nice whole tea set. So
Right.
I'm fine with asking her.
Well,
So
then.
I will kind of sidle up to her wherever she's standing.
Alright. She kind of peers at you over her bifocals. Alright.
So I found some eggs, glass eggs over there that interest me. I heard that you're true. What were the tea set called again? What's the name for that?
Tea service?
Tea service. Okay. I heard you were interested in maybe getting a complete tea service, since a lot of times you don't. If I could.
Who told you that, dear?
A little bird told me.
A little bird. And she looks over at her assistant, and he's like,
Oh no, there's a clockwork one.
yeah.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Or a bug.
I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. That's, of course, you would want to have something like that to sell. That would be a good business. I could find something like that for you in exchange for those 2 of those glass eggs that I'm interested in.
One of them isn't for sale.
It's not for sale. Well,
But I'll
why
take
is
the
it
service, and we can make a deal.
for the 2 of them?
For the one that's for sale. Sounds wonderful. Are you finished shopping, dear? Oh,
Yes.
Lily.
Yes, thank you.
Poor Lily. I feel so bad for her.
I will return with a tea service for you in exchange for which egg?
The one that's for sale. And don't forget to do a little repairing. I should think you'll clean up nicely. Don't you think she'll clean up nicely? And the teenager's just like, yeah, real nice like. She's totally dissing you. But in that really nice old lady kind of way. Oh.
That's wonderful for her. So I point at one of the eggs, like the one that isn't magical, like the one with all the swirly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that's the one that's not for sale, right?
That one's for sale. Would you like me to wrap it up?
No, thank you. I just wanted to make sure we're clear. So both of those 2 are for sale.
No.
Why is it there if it's not for sale?
She just kind of looks at you, and she's just like, how am I going to phrase this? She basically says, I'm not sure how to say it in like a properly British sideways kind of way, but she basically says, you're asking a little too many questions about the merchandise, aren't you? And she's trying to make you feel embarrassed, as if she suspects you of something.
What an odd place this is.
It is.
I will come back with a tea service for you. It'll be all nice and repaired.
Lovely. Don't forget to wipe your boots when you come in. We have people tracking and all sorts of things here. She's horrible. I'm so sorry.
I will wave and back out
Okay.
and figure out later how to get a tea service.
Okay. So do you want to do anything?
That's pretty much all the time I had. So
Oh no! You have to go?
yeah, I've got to go.
Well, your thing was the only other thing I had. I should have done your thing first. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you just want to call this a straight-up micro session and just reconvene next week?
We can do that.
We can have a proper chapter 2.
Yeah, again, you guys are really sorry about today.
Chapter
But,
2.5.
yeah, no. Next week will be chapter 2. This was just a little
Interlude.
an interlude.
Chapter 1.5.
Chapter 1.5. Okay, Emmy, if you need some attention after... Oh, I'm going to end the broadcast. Wave goodbye to a viewer.
Hi, viewer. I can use my left hand now.
Ending the broadcast. Okay, so, Emmy, if you need attention tonight, I can give you some. Good night, Matthew.